I've always been into hiking. There's something about being out in nature that makes me feel at peace. But after what happened last fall near Red River Gorge in Kentucky, I don't think I'll ever go hiking at night again. It was late October, just a few days before Halloween. My friend Josh and I decided to do a late afternoon hike at Eerier Ridge, one of the lesser traveled trails in the area. The place wasn't as well known as the main routes like Sky Bridge or Gray's Arch, which was part of the appeal. No crowds, just miles of untouched forest and quiet trails. The plan was to hike to the overlook, take some pictures, and head back before dark. But, of course, we lost track of time. By the time we started heading back, the sun was already setting, casting long shadows through the trees. The temperature had dropped, and the wind had picked up, making the trees creak and sway around us. It should have been peaceful, but something about the atmosphere felt off. At first, I couldn't put my finger on it. Then I realized everything was too quiet. No birds, no rustling leaves, just the sound of our boots crunching on the dirt. Josh noticed it too and joked, "Feels like we're being watched." I laughed it off, but something about the way he said it put me on edge. A few minutes later, I thought I heard footsteps behind us. Not the normal echo of our own steps, but something deliberate, soft, measured, like someone trying to stay hidden. I stopped and turned around, shining my flashlight down the trail. Nothing, just trees and shadows. "Did you hear that?" I asked. Josh hesitated, then nodded. "Yeah, I thought it was just my imagination." We picked up the pace. The parking lot was still about a mile away, and the deeper the night got, the more unnerved I felt. Every so often, I'd hear the footsteps again, always just far enough behind us that I couldn't be sure if they were real. I kept telling myself it was just my mind playing tricks, maybe a small animal, or the wind shifting the leaves. But then we heard it, a low whistle coming from the trees off the trail. It was slow, deliberate, almost like someone trying to get our attention. Josh stopped dead in his tracks. "Tell me you heard that." I nodded. My mouth was dry. The sound had come from the right side of the trail, maybe 30 feet into the woods. We aimed our flashlights in that direction, but the beams barely cut through the darkness. Then, something moved. Not a deer, not a raccoon, something tall. It was just beyond the reach of our lights. But I swear I saw a figure standing between the trees, not moving, just standing there, watching us. We didn't wait to find out what it was. We took off, practically jogging down the trail. My heart was pounding, my ears straining for any sound behind us. And then, the whistling started again. This time, it was closer. Neither of us spoke. We just ran. The only thing I could think about was reaching the car, locking the doors, and getting the hell out of there. As we neared the parking lot near the Coomer Ridge campground, I dared one last glance over my shoulder. That's when I saw it. A figure standing at the edge of the trail, barely visible in the dim light. It was tall, too tall. Its arms seemed wrong, like they were too long for its body, and it was still just standing there, watching. I tore my gaze away and sprinted the last stretch to the car. We jumped in, locked the doors, and peeled out of there. Neither of us spoke until we were halfway home. Josh finally broke the silence. "Dude, that wasn't a person." I didn't respond. I didn't want to think about what we saw. We never went back to that trail. I don't even tell people where exactly it was. Because whatever was out there, it was waiting, and I have a feeling it's still there.